Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I want to thank TV47 and Chris for all they do to help us put on our program. Today I'm excited. This is a program I've wanted to do for a while and just finally got around to calling you. I follow Sylacauga Skills and the high school on Facebook and have just been I have so enjoyed seeing the snapshots from sporting events and graduation and all of that going on. And I know you do that. So joining me today is Abigail Beasley Rogers. She's a student at Sylacauga High School, and Jimmy Reynolds, who is the photography teacher and a whole lot more. I know. I'm going to let you tell about that. So thank you guys for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Great, great. Before we get started, tell us about yourselves. We'll go with you, Abigail.
I'm an upcoming senior here at Sylacauga High School.
Congratulations.
I'm a Sylacauga native, and I'm SkillsUSA president this year.
All right, good, good.
And I am Jimmy Reynolds Jr. I teach photography and art at fine art at Sylacauga High School. I'm a Sylacauga native, B.B. Comer graduate actually, and also have a business degree from Auburn, and two lovely grandkids, 3 kids, 2 grandkids.
Oh,
so I've been teaching at Sylacauga High School since, basically since 2009.
Okay. Been there a while then.
Yes, I started out in special ed, multi-needs, and then moved into teaching 7 years ago.
Wow. Now, what do you teach at the high school? Now you said.
So right now I teach fine arts, visual arts, and then I split time with photography, commercial photography, medium format photography, and we have a senior pathway art that photography that we do as well.
Okay, that's really. Well, I guess I know there's a lot more to talk about what you teach, but that's what it got me to call you, because I was so excited to see the snapshots on the SkillsUSA page of sporting events. That looks like so much fun.
It's a blast, and that's from my standpoint, and I know that Abigail can probably tell you too from their standpoint as well.
So you're a photography student, right? How many years have you taken?
I started out my sophomore year, and I'm coming up on my senior year, so it's going to be about 3-4 when I graduate.
Great, that's wonderful, wonderful. Now, what kind of things do you learn? I know that's a basic question. I don't know anything about photography, really.
Well, we learn the basics, how to operate. We mainly operate in manual mode, so we set all our own settings, all that type of stuff.
No auto?
No auto, no.
That's what the rest of us do.
Post-production, editing, uploading to wherever we need to upload, printing on special occasions, just a bunch of that type of stuff.
One of the things that we try to teach too is not just the technical parts of working the camera, but also the composition. How do you compose a picture in the different types of environments that you're in, and also how do you capture a picture that somebody wants to look at that brings more interest into it, such as emotion, that sort of thing.
Right. Well, I'll tell you the reason. I just love seeing all of that on your Facebook page, from sporting events, graduations, and I'm thinking you can get pictures that parents can't get because parents are not down on the field like that. So that is so fun.
That's right. So we try to teach it like a journalism sort of class, where if you were doing photojournalism, and you would have access that media would have access. Right. And sort of how that got started was when the pandemic happened. At that time, we were doing a little bit of photography in the sports, but not a lot. But Pam McTeer, who was over our yearbook, we didn't know how much the students would be able to actually, get access. Right. So I started gaining access and basically did it for a semester, because the students quite honestly couldn't get to it. And from that point, we started growing, and we were getting more gear. And can I give a shout out to Sylacauga City Schools Foundation has really been a big part of helping us out. Carol Sprayberry and the gang there. Dr. Morton founded that years ago, and that's been a big part of founding what we're doing. But it's grown from there, and that's how they've been able to get, and we can do more coverage now than we used to, where we can do multiple events.
Right. I didn't think about the fact all this equipment is very expensive. My camera is my phone. I don't take a lot of pictures, but so my photographs look like that too.
So when we began, Mr. Murphy, who was the principal at the time, asked me to teach, and it was more of a hobby, photography. And I have like I said, I have a business degree from Auburn, and so I said, why don't we pull this into the money-making aspect of it? So it became a career tech class. We went with the commercial photography, which was career tech. And so we slowly started building up from just one Sony camera with a 70 to 200 lens to multiple lenses and multiple cameras now that do have different purposes.
Okay. So you get to handle all this very expensive equipment, right?
Oh, it's terrifying.
That's part of what you learn, though, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am. Safety with the equipment and yourself.
How is it being on the field or at the diamond or on the court?
Oh, the energy is absolutely amazing. Like in the stands, when you're in the student section or just with the parents or anything, it's great. But you're on the field, you feel the tension. It's just great being down there.
Wow. So do you travel, not necessarily with the team, but do you go to out of town?
Yes, ma'am.
Sporting events, things like that. Wow, yeah. And it's not just the sports. That's what I enjoy seeing a lot of, but graduation. Y'all were there for graduation?
Yes, graduation. We try to capture any time they have an assembly at the school. We try to make sure we've got a photographer there. Abby does a lot of signings, so when we have athletes that are doing signings, we like to capture that. And of course, show choir and the other fine arts, theater, we want to get those too. So we try to cover all those aspects of it to give them a broad range of, and of course what you see mostly is sports. But we have a lot of things too that we cover that you don't necessarily see out on social media.
And that is so nice because a lot of parents can't get there. I mean, I know you cover a lot of other things, but the fact that parents can't get to every event, but you cover it so they can be there.
Yes, yes. And I also want to hit on something that Abby said too, which is really hammer this home, especially at the beginning every semester with students, is safety. And so sometimes they can put themselves, I know that you've seen some of the angles and things that they get and some of the areas they have access, but also always want to make sure that they're taking care of themselves and not in harm's way, which you can be. And so that, and also handling the gear. Some of the gear is rather expensive. They know how to handle that properly and take care of it.
Wow, well that is so exciting. We're going to pause for a commercial break and we'll be right back and talk some more with Abigail and Jimmy.
SkillsUSA Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the SkillsUSA Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Abigail Beasley Rogers and Jimmy Reynolds Jr. from Sylacauga High School. We're talking about photography, Sylacauga SkillsUSA, and all that goes on with that. Before we get back to that, I do want to show you some books we have. At the library, we have books on photography and other things, but this is a children's book, super simple camera projects for kids. Maybe they want to get involved. Maybe they'd like to do what you do one day, and they got to start somewhere. This is a great place to learn. Stunning digital photography, 20 hours of video, things you can read about, how to take beautiful photographs. I probably need to check that out myself. And the new joy of digital photography. So there's a lot you can learn. I think you probably learn best by doing, but there's a lot to read about too if you want to know how to do that. So we're going to look at some of the slides you sent me, just a few. I know you could have sent thousands of pictures.
Yes.
I know. But let's look at those. Okay, tell us about these.
Okay, so this is actually an engagement photo that one of our students did, and we can talk about the apprenticeship program here shortly, but this is actually one of the things that we offer. So that is outside of the school environment, and this picture's by Rebecca Wyckoff.
Oh.
And that's actually her sister who just got married, by the way.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
This is a picture again. I think this one's from Rebecca. This is part of competition that they had with SkillsUSA, and it involved color.
What is that over her head?
I got no idea.
Okay, I should ask her.
And then of course we get into school events and sports photography too. And I think this is Abigail. This one's yours, I believe.
Yes. I've actually entered this in competitions at the Art Museum. That is Brady Hubbard, one of our upcoming senior soccer players.
Yes. At a soccer game, right? That's beautiful. I love that.
That's Amari, our homecoming queen from this year.
Yes, yes.
Veterans Day.
Oh, how nice.
Because we don't only cover the sporting events, we also cover the other separate events, like school assemblies, signings.
Good, good.
Homecoming week once again.
Oh, basketball coach, right?
And, go ahead.
Jake Elliff. This was at the senior breakfast during that week. Yeah. This was during the slideshow where we remember Brighton Clary.
Oh, yes.
All right, so this is senior photographs. I think this one's from Rebecca too, if I'm not mistaken. But we do senior portraits, and not senior portraits, but senior sessions. Yes. And this is
cheer competition.
Cheer competition, yes.
He pulled me down from the stands.
Yeah.
Oh my, okay.
Show choir. This was during our Fine Arts Day where we invite all the little schools to come and view what all we have.
This is some studio work here, and this is Kenny Morris. He's another one of our photographers. So this is where we do exposure and light and that sort of thing. The type of photograph we would have in studio for our classwork.
Once again by me. Football.
Oh.
I love football.
Oh, that's great.
I think that was spring.
That's the spring game recently, Bryce.
Okay.
Color guard, we love our band too.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's a lot of students, right? It's not just about the players that are active.
Everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Golf.
Golf.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, love golf.
Yeah. Oh, that's
okay. And so I think this was from Carly Thornton, and that's capturing the number 2, which was Brighton Clary's number on the helmet, which is a beautiful picture too. Lovely photograph from backlit. All right, good.
I know there was one I saw, and it's not up here, but it's a girl sliding into home, and the dust is everywhere, and she's saying, that's a great action shot.
Yes, and we try to teach the students. I try to teach them, and of course they're very good at picking it up. The different lighting environments, the technical parts of it, but also where do you position yourself to get that sort of action shot, and then also to take a lot of pictures. It used to be before, and we're all digital now. We don't do any film work in our classroom, but it was before. Every time you took a photograph, it cost money. Now it doesn't. It's not the case, and so we get them in the habit of taking a lot of pictures and then finding the ones that really work.
That's great. Mm-hmm. That is great. Now you mentioned the apprenticeship.
Oh yes. So Abigail's one of our apprentices. We started this 2 years ago. It's in our career tech education department, and Dr. Eller was very instrumental in helping me getting this going. And it basically the photographers, once they've passed the introductory class and join our club, SkillsUSA, they can become an apprentice. And basically they become an employee of Sylacauga City Schools.
Okay.
And then they're able to use our gear, and they can go do, say, an engagement session, and the money is paid toward the school, and then they get a portion of that back. So it's basically like getting a salary for doing the work. Right. So one of our past photographers, in her senior year, or yeah, it was her senior year, last semester, she made close to $1,000 taking photographs. So it's a wonderful work-based type opportunity for the students, and I think we have about half a dozen apprentices now, if I'm not mistaken, and these apprentices basically can go out and work individually, as an entrepreneurship if they want to. Everything goes through the school, but then they can get jobs and things through the school system too. We've worked with Kim Todd at Miss Sylacauga and have done some of the work for her too.
Now that is amazing, because I guess way back in the day, if you took photography, if you had a project, you took a lot of pictures, nobody really saw them, but maybe your classmates and your teacher. But this is real life.
Yes.
And using your skills.
Yes, and social media helps.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Our page is on Facebook. It's Sylacauga, Sylacauga City. Help me get it right, because I have so many. Sylacauga SkillsUSA is the one that they use for showcase their work, and so they can put it out there. And these pictures, like you were seeing, that were engagement pictures, they can be or they don't have to be. Right, it depends on what we're doing. So.
That is great, though. I just love that real life experience, and we benefit from it because we get to see the pictures, the parents, the engaged couple, and the school benefits because maybe they don't have to hire photographers.
Very much.
That's great. And then the student benefits. That's great.
We still have officially photographers that do the portraits and things, but I know that like for our rosters, for our baseball teams and soccer, those are actually I think you did. Did you do some of those? Yes. So our students get together and do that. And one of the neat things too is it's gotten to the point where I can rely on Abby to run a lot of it, and I don't necessarily have to be standing over her. They've gotten to the point where they can do it themselves.
That's the perfect student, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can do. That's great. That's great. Because you can't be everywhere.
No, that's true. And in that regard, we have some nights where we'll have multiple events, soccer, softball, and baseball, and then even things happening at the school like show choir. So it does, and the enthusiasm is really there too. It's grown over time, and so I don't really have to ask Abby. She's already telling me ahead of time, what she'd like to do.
What real life skills you're learning. I think that's great. And I hear you have a trip planned. Is this right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to Chicago, the School of Art in Chicago, for a 2-week photography camp.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. And I know you said you put some of your art in was it a photography competition at the museum?
We have a lot of photography competitions, art, all that type of stuff at the Comer Museum of Art.
Yeah.
And it's really nice seeing everyone put all their things in, and just, it shows all your passion.
That's great, and we love to see it.
They have an opportunity, as well as the art students too, but the state of Alabama superintendent show is in the fall, and they enter that, and we've placed in that before. Naomi Parker a few years ago got an honorable mention in photography, and then in the spring we have the Congressional Art Show with Mike Rogers, and that's at the Comer Museum and Art Center too, as well as our district art show, which we do every May too.
Wow, that's great. Well, listen, we'll pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Abigail and Jimmy.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick, in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Abigail Beasley Rogers and Jimmy Reynolds Jr. from Sylacauga High School, the photography, Sylacauga SkillsUSA, and all of that. This all falls under CTE, right? Career Tech
Education. That's correct. And at Sylacauga High School, we've got a wonderful Career Tech program. Dina Goodwine is our director now, and it's all about work-based learning. We've got the AV technical part of it, which is photography and also TV production.
Oh,
so we offer multiple ends of that, but also you have health sciences and HOSA, and that's a huge connection with the hospital. You have family consumer sciences and FBLA business, and even I mentioned Carol Sprayberry a while ago with Steve had always wanted to have insurance, so now we're going to be offering that too, where you can learn how to be certified in insurance from school. So. Who did I leave out? I'm sure.
Engineering.
Engineering is another one got coming up, and each one of these pathways offer careers tech student organizations like SkillsUSA, and it offers real live work-based learning and also a chance to compete too.
Oh, so y'all go every year to compete?
Yes. Now this was our first year in SkillsUSA to compete on the state level, and we took 4 students down, 2 for photography and 2 for TV production. And no, I'm sorry, we had 3 for photography and 1 for TV production. Chris West was our TV production. He actually won a bronze medal for his production, and then we had Rebecca Wyckoff, who won a bronze medal in photography. So Carly Thornton and Hunter Harris, who are also officers in SkillsUSA, they both are there to compete too. So we're very successful. Unlike football and the sports where you compete at your level, for this they were competing against the entire state of Alabama.
Oh, wow.
So so it was very nice to go down and compete and be successful right off the bat.
And Abigail, you are the president of SkillsUSA.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Wow. Well, y'all will have a busy year next year.
Oh, hopefully.
Do you know what your plans are after school? Do you plan to pursue photography?
Yes, ma'am. I want to do a degree in media studies, hopefully more in sports photography, because I do love being down on the field with all the players.
Wow. Do you have a lot of students who have gone on, and I know this hasn't been around for years and years and years, but have gone on to pursue photography?
So it's still early for us. I do have like Emily Porch, for example, is at Auburn in sports journalism. We did a field trip to Auburn this year with the students to get a feel for that, where they go into the studios and see what ESPN and those what happens there. So. Not a lot out there that you see so far. Another example from the TV production end, Caleb Langford graduated. He was a class before, I think.
2022.
He goes into UAB, and right off the bat they hand him a camera and he's going to work. So he's in their journalism department there too.
That's great.
Yes.
So a lot of chances for them to learn what they want to do.
Yes.
Maybe they like photography as a job, or just as a hobby.
That's right.
Either way.
That's right. And then I know Brielle Hay, who was I mentioned as one of our first apprentices. She actually does some photography on the side, so the students can do that maybe not as a career, but as just for the fun of it, but also can make a little money, right? Too.
Oh, that is great. That is just awesome. I think it's wonderful. And I know I will have to mention one more thing. We have at the library we have a memory lab upstairs, and I know you mentioned maybe coming in to see we can take VHS tapes, 16 millimeter. I don't even know enough to talk about it, but we can convert it to where you can just email it to somebody or save it on a flash drive or on an external hard drive. So y'all probably do some of that too.
Yes, and that's a big service. So we have people outside of not necessarily our students. A lot of them don't even know what a VHS tape is.
I'm sure, so, much less a 16 millimeter.
We do have a lot of people ask about that. So that's a big service for the library to have, and I'm happy to know that that's there.
It's just preserving history, family history, memories, all of that.
Yes,
that's wonderful. Now we have a couple of other pictures. Maybe I know one more. Oh, my favorite there, yes. What's going on right here?
So this is Carly Thornton, I believe, took this too. And this is another, this is actually from the dugout where she took the photograph from. And just trying to capture the element of what's going on in the game, the emotion, and describing everything in the picture that you can get. So the lighting, you see it's backlit. She did a great job of capturing the proper exposure, and so that's what we shoot for. You know, we try to get these, and I think Carly is a sophomore.
No, Carly is a junior. She's an upcoming senior.
She's going to be a senior? Okay. So it's really exciting to get that kind of work out of students too, to see that. So.
Oh, what's that?
This one was at a pep rally.
Pep rally. It was one of our football pep rallies.
At a glow pep rally, and again, this is I don't know who took this.
It was me.
Was it Abby? All right. So tell about what you had to do to get that picture.
So, like I mentioned earlier, the manual settings, we have to do that all ourselves. Yeah. So that you really have to mess your settings up, like,
I bet.
Because they were flickering the lights on and off.
Oh, I can't imagine.
So every 5 seconds changing it. So you can't really rely on auto all the time. That's why we learn a manual.
Right. Well, that is just some awesome experiences you guys are having and things you're learning. We've got about a minute left. What's coming up for the future?
Hopefully a lot more projects. I want to get more people involved, more videography involved in our SkillsUSA pages. Just a bunch more.
We're just got approved for some more gear, and we're getting photography classes are really popular right now. So it started out with just a handful of students to begin with, and so we're getting that and getting that leadership out there. I would like to see, well, I know that you're going to see more of us in the community and not just so much just a high school thing.
So not just school events, but other community events too.
Yes.
Well, that is awesome. Well, thank you so much. Like I said, I've been talking with Abigail Beasley Rogers, an upcoming senior at Sylacauga High School. Good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
And Jimmy Reynolds Jr., the photography and you teach other things at the high school. So, yeah, I'm excited that y'all were able to join me today.
Thank you so much for having us.
And follow them on Facebook, right?
Yes, Sylacauga SkillsUSA.
Sylacauga, and then some at the high school too. Just follow everything at the high school.
That's it.
Great. Thank you guys for being here today, and thank you so much for joining me on Library Connection.
Thank you.
Thank you.